Greetings from Bulgaria. I'm VULKK, and most of you probably know that because based on the title of this video, I don't think many new players or possible subscribers are going to check out this video. It's going to be, I think, a classical vlog. I don't do these very often, but I haven't made a YouTube video for nearly 3 months, and I thought it's about time. Plus I've been answering the same question over and over in personal messages on Facebook, Discord, Twitter, and emails as well. Where are you? What's happening with your YouTube account? Why are you not live streaming this game? Or what happened to the other game? Are you going to make video about this? And yes, today is 22nd of October. Holy crap, I had to look up the date. Wow. Today is 22nd of October, Star Wars The Old Republic, the game that this channel was created for, and of course after that it expanded to other games. It gets a new expansion. Game Update 6.0 Onslaught is about to come out in an hour or so. The launcher unfortunately just finished updating way faster than what I expected. I wanted to show you progress, but before I'm ready to actually start recording this unscripted video, it just finished updating already. It took less than half an hour for whatever reason. So the biggest question, why am I not as active on YouTube anymore? I had to make kind of a decision in the beginning of the summer. Although it's been only maybe 2.5 months since I haven't made a video for YouTube, I've been making other smaller video content, shorter clips for VULKK.com. That's where I decided to focus my energy for several reasons. The fact that most of my clips, especially those related to Star Wars and Star Wars The Old Republic, get taken down, blocked, restricted, and God knows what else for licensed music from Disney and their robots and other companies. That's happening every single day. I may not have been publishing new videos in the past couple of months, but I've been dealing with these problems on my older videos. Every single day a new video pops up being blocked, restricted, or something else. This is really tiresome. This is one of the reasons why I don't like YouTube as much anymore. Not like there is a better alternative, of course. One of the other main reasons why I decided to take things slower on YouTube is because I wanted to give more force to VULKK.com and focus most of my energy over there. In the beginning of the summer, we took on several giant projects in my real life job. I have one of those. And I spent a lot of the summer working 10, 12 hours a day, and I've also been present at the office for quite a few weekends as well. So I had to make some decisions and sacrifice something here and there to be able to make some time for this. The YouTube activity was one of these things that I had to sacrifice. And of course, let's not even mention the everlasting issue with YouTube's localization and country preferences. The weird accent that I have probably is an issue for some of you, but I don't think that's worth discussing right here, right now. I'm not going to stop making videos, and I'm not going to close this YouTube account. Exactly the opposite, but I'm gonna need a little bit more time. At the end of this vlog, I have a few words to share with you about upcoming games that I'm going to cover, both on YouTube and on my website, VULKK.com. My plans for the winter of this year and the beginning of the next one. But first, what's happening with my Star Wars The Old Republic 6.0 coverage? This is not going to roll out immediately because PTS was a mess. I don't know how many of you guys experienced what was available from Onslaught on the test server that BioWare provided. It was a complete mess. Things were added in chunks, other things were missing, some other things were just a placeholder, and UI was bugged or not present. Wow, complete chaos. I don't want to complain. It was actually good that BioWare created the PTS schedule, but I just believe we needed at least double the time to test things out, and BioWare needed not double, but maybe triple the time to properly create and expand and release this PTS program that they wanted to. So much for this topic. My coverage is going to be rolling out in the next days and weeks, and it will most likely continue all the way through the winter in December and possibly even beyond. I don't expect that BioWare is going to release big content, new content chunks for Star Wars The Old Republic in the coming months. Onslaught will probably be the last big update, and coincidentally the second for the year, but also the last for 2019, which will give me plenty of time to wait out all the bugs that are going to plague the Spoils of War system and pretty much everything else. There will probably be a lag in the first few days or maybe weeks with the new planets, but these are all I want to call them regular things. These are things most of us are probably already used to when a new expansion rolls out for Star Wars The Old Republic. And these are not necessarily a deal breaker or a game breaker. Back on the topic, my coverage is going to be mostly in written form with shorter clips added and created for the articles. If you scroll back my last 5 or 10 videos here on YouTube, you probably noticed that they've been shorter and more specific on a topic. These videos have been created, well, I have created them, not like everybody else worked on them. I've created these videos for an article for a specific purpose, and taking them out and publishing them standalone on YouTube, it doesn't do them justice because, to me at least, they feel incomplete and somehow um, underachieving in my own eyes, because I have a much broader topic that I'm covering on VULKK.com, and this video is just a small part of it, illustrating something that's better shown in a video with motion instead of written with words. And when I take this video and upload it on YouTube as a separate video and I leave a link to the article below, it doesn't do the same, it doesn't have the same effect, at least I don't think it does. So I made a decision 4 months ago actually to take things a little bit slower for the time being on YouTube and catch up with some other things in my real life. I've had a very active year outside of YouTube and VULKK.com, and hopefully I'm going to have good experience, well, not good, but at least busy experience in this winter and in the beginning of the next year with things from my real life that probably don't concern or interesting you, and other things that might actually prevent me from doing things for you the way I used to or the way I want to, but that's just life. I have absolutely no plans to stop my coverage for Star Wars The Old Republic, for Anthem. In fact, I'm going to add several other titles this winter and in the next year. The fact that I'm taking things slow on YouTube doesn't mean that I am stopping with the YouTube coverage. I just need a little bit more time um, to finish these big projects that we started in the beginning of the summer for my real life job, and hopefully at some point this winter I will be able to resume my normal activity. It's not that I don't want to live stream, it's just that live streaming takes, well, just the live stream itself takes about 3 hours of my day. And when I leave home at 8 in the morning and I come back around 18:30 in the afternoon, and then I take another 3 to 4 hours live streaming, and what do I have to, well, live my own life and write for VULKK.com, or God forbid create video content for YouTube. So I had to make yet another sacrifice here, and that's the live stream. I will be live streaming, and possibly on smaller chunks and maybe on special occasions. Today would have been a perfect good reason for me to do a live stream and say greetings from Bulgaria again, because it's been a long time since I've said that, have I? But I've decided to do something different, a little bit of a egoistic behavior. Is that the word? You know what I mean, I guess. I want to experience the Onslaught story for myself and with myself. For the past, I don't know how many years, I've been covering the new story content in the game live with you or recording it for you. And this time I decided to do it old school. I don't know if that would sound right in your ears, but I'm gonna share what everybody is probably thinking. There are plenty of other sources on YouTube and everywhere else. I will be able to see the storyline and all the narrative options and the various branchings without you. Yeah, that's true. If you want the awesome accent, you will probably have to dig a little bit deeper. But that's my decision for this story update. I don't expect Onslaught would be a very long narrative experience, but I might be wrong. We'll see. Of course, I'll have walkthroughs and I'll have plenty of guides. I'm going to start slowly in the next days and weeks releasing the more basic guides covering the new and completely revised, revamped, or changed features for Star Wars The Old Republic with 6.0. We'll talk about gearing, the spoils of war, of course. We'll talk about the tactical slot, the new UI elements, changes there. I'm going to have probably new or updated version of my crafting guide, my ultimate beginner's guide will, well, it's an extremely long article, so I don't think I'll sit down to write completely new one, but I'll probably rework that one as well as many other articles on VULKK.com and guides and tutorials that need just a slight change so that they will be brought up to date with 6.0. If I can't do that with a slight change, it will be a new article dedicated to 6.0. Yet another reason why I've started leaning towards written content, because if you have experience with writing stuff for a website, you know how many revisions an article goes through before you even click publish. And you know how many more revisions it goes through after you publish it, because there you're allowed and able to update things. Sometimes something in a game changes like this and a video becomes completely useless, and I've spent researching the content several days and creating the video 1 or 2 days, and God forbid even longer, and then that video becomes completely obsolete because of a smallest change somewhere in the middle of it. Some element has been removed, updated, broken, or fixed, or something else. And with written content, I can very easily avoid that. Plus, SEO is king, and my articles reach far wider audience than what I'm able to do with YouTube, thanks to the localization issues that YouTube still keeps active. If you check my latest few videos, well, actually, you can't really compare them to the website because that's internal information that only I have. But believe me when I tell you that I have a much better chance of reaching much larger audience with my written content, because SEO is king and Google doesn't care what my accent is or where I live. It doesn't matter. Localization is not an issue for Google, but for YouTube is. Next topic, the class guides. I have already several class guides for 6.0 being worked on, and they're being worked on not by me, but the guest writers that published their own guides for VULKK.com in the past year or years. Some of these guys have already started working on their updated versions for 6.0, and I'm very happy to be able to present those guides whenever they are finished. Some of them asked me if I want these guides as soon as possible, like tomorrow, next week, or in the beginning of November. Unfortunately, no. I told them I don't want anything rushed, because these guides are incredibly popular amongst you guys in the community. So many thousands of people are visiting them and revisiting them. And I don't want a guide to be rushed, because later on there will be some changes. BioWare is definitely going to start throwing fixes and updates to the spoils of war and gearing. There will be most likely a lot of bugs involved with this system and with the expansion altogether. All of these things are normal and expected, not just with this game, but with any other live service game, I think. So yeah, there will be class guides and they will be coming as soon as possible, but don't expect them tomorrow or next week. That's not likely to happen. What's going to happen in the coming days is, as I've told you, starting from the basics with 6.0 and expanding to more advanced and more research-worthy content from me. Last topic, my winter plans for 2019 include obviously full coverage of Star Wars The Old Republic's Onslaught expansion from every corner with every news, tutorial and guide that I can possibly think of. And of course, if you have questions or things that worry you or things that you don't understand or places in the game that you cannot get past because of this or because of that, these are always good feedback reasons for you to share with me your feedback and help me out come up with a topic for another guide that I haven't actually thought about. Then in December, I'm planning a maybe 2 or 3 days trip to London to visit my brother, and we're going to see the final movie from the Star Wars saga together. We saw the first one together, so he thought, well, it's only natural that we see the last one together, and yeah, it's gonna cost me a few €100 or dollars, whatever. But I think it's worth it because I'm gonna see my parts of my family that I haven't had a chance to see pretty much all year long. I saw them in the beginning of this year, but well, yeah. So Jedi Fallen Order, starting on November 14th, is going to be a big part of VULKK.com as well. A week before that, actually, I'm going to start covering probably, I don't know how much in detail, Red Dead Redemption 2, because I've already pre-ordered it and I'm definitely going to enjoy that game. I very much wanted to play the first one and of course the second one, but I never owned a console, so I was never able to. Now it comes to PC and I'm finally going to be allowed to see what the wild, wild west through their eyes looked like. What's next? I think I'm gonna spend most of my holiday, the winter holiday, around the Christmas and New Year's free time, updating articles on VULKK.com and creating new ones. That's what I've been doing in the past 3 or 4 years, and it's become a tradition for me. Mixing celebration with writing stuff and updating stuff. I think it works nice. I'm enjoying it. I get to fill up my days from beginning to the end. And of course, for the beginning of 2020, I'm planning a huge update to the site, so it will be even faster and even smoother. I hope that none, or at least not many of you, are having troubles with slow loading on VULKK.com, but if that happens, you know how to reach me and share feedback with you. But yep, I'm spending every single possible moment to think about possible upgrades and how to make your experience on the site even better, because site speed is really important to me. Later, after this is done, sometime around April, there is a big title that's coming to be released, and I think I'm going to spend a lot of time with that. So, thank you very much, guys, for sticking with me for this, whoa, holy crap, 18 minutes long video. Yeah, that's a long video. Thank you very much for enjoying it eventually. If you stood up until this moment, you've probably enjoyed it, or maybe you like my accent. I don't know, whichever one is the better choice. I will see you guys in the next video and in the next article.